Hi, this is Killigan with DarkForgeGFX.com, evolution-xtreme.com, nukeevolution.com, and dfghosting.com, and probably several others, but we'll just stop there. Um, what I'm going to do is just show you all a few tricks for figuring out different things on your website, setting up a couple different things, um, making sure that your website works in different resolutions and things like that. So I'm gonna change my screen resolution at one point in the video, so I'm not really sure yet how that's gonna look, but I guess we'll find out when we get there. Um, there's different things that we need to do. So let me go to my test site here. Um, my internet's running a little bit slow today. I don't really know why, but I guess that's just how the internet is sometimes. Um, okay, so to my website, and you'll notice different things like the header has form scrolling and stuff like this. This is the simple black theme, it's just blue. I actually like this version of the theme a lot better than the original for those who have seen it. But anyway, that's a different story. What I'm going to do is show you different things. This is on this test site is actually Evolution Extreme version 2.0.9e, which hasn't been released yet because it's not finished yet, but there are updates that fix some bugs and things like that. But it's kind of hard to throw out patches every couple days. So anyway, the first thing is it's just a basic install. What I want to do is look at some of the different tools. Like I use the developer toolbar for different things. I use Firebug for different things. I use a measuring tape over here. I have a color picker um, built into my browser, so it can give me all the different codes I would need to know what that shade is or what that color is on my screen. And there's just different things that I use. I have like IP addresses and things like that. I can print, I can save the page, save captures and things like that. With that tool, I can go up here and I can view, I can view the source, or I can view the source a little bit differently, which is generated source. Not a huge difference in that. I can validate the site, make sure that it's all good. I can resize my window to different resolutions. I can outline images or I can outline tables. Um, let's just outline table cells. There's table cells in this theme. It's not a CSS theme or anything, but these are all the different tables on this theme. But I can I can do that. I can go into miscellaneous and I can display a ruler, and then I can measure a certain section and it'll tell me what's going on with that. And click on information and I can um, have a lot of different information that I can grab. Images, if I wanted to just hide background images. That'll let you know where all the background images are on this site. Things like that. The This is just a cool tool. I can look at the styles. I can edit the CSS and things like that. I can go in and I can actually view all my cookies on whatever site that I'm on. I can delete the domain cookies and that sort of thing. And I can do all that right from this toolbar. Or I can hide the toolbar and then I can just grab it through here, and that way I don't have this big old toolbar here, but I use it daily, so I keep it up here. And Firebug is a really good tool for troubleshooting your website, layout, scripts, seeing if things are posted or not posted, and I'll just show a couple of quick things with that. It is something you will want to play with and maybe read up on. They do have Firebug for Firefox. They also have a mini version of Firebug for Google Chrome, which I also use. And just to make sure a website is displaying properly, I use the IE plugin for Chrome. That way I can just open my website in Internet Explorer and see what it would look like, which it looks the same as it does in all the other browsers. So that's good. But I do not use Internet Explorer for any website for any reason. That's enough said about Internet Explorer. But Google Chrome has a lot of tools. This is Firebug. I can just take a quick look at different elements on the website and see what it is. Like for instance, this image, I can just click on it, and then I know what that image is, and I know that this TD element is using this style out of the style sheet and things like that. I can click on the CSS and I can look at my CSS. Different things like that. It's I can grab different CSS off that's loaded from this site, and it makes it really easy. That's a very slim version of Firebug, but it is there. And Firefox is a lot more in depth, and then I have another plugin for it as well that plugs into Firebug, and then there's a FirePHP plugin which takes a little more knowledge to use, but things that you can do, like for example, if I resized my resolution to 1024, my site would break because of this oversized image. Now if I wanted that oversized image to fit in this resolution, I could use Firebug to figure out what that would be. All I would do is just click on this right here, and then I would click on Inspect Element, and then I would highlight that, and I can actually click Edit, or I can edit it directly here. If I click Edit, it'll give you that image, and I can change it to something like 400. It'll resize the image. I can change this one here to 100, and it'll look a little bit better. It's just a way to look at the site and see what's there, and make sure that it's going to work properly. There is a different thing with this site specifically, which is this information will change depending on the user's screen resolution. Of course, it's not going to change because my resolution's what it is now, but if I refresh, my screen will just go back to where it was, and this will get broke. If I actually change my screen resolution to something below 1024 or 1024 or lower, and I click Apply, we'll just keep those changes for a second, and I refresh my browser, now I'm actually using a completely different image. My forums are gone, and it's using different content, which is, I just threw that in there, but that'll actually link to the it'll link to the forums if you want it to link to the forums or something else. It's just so my site will work on in different resolutions. And of course, I will show anyone that wants to know how to do that, how to do it. It's really, up to you. I'm not just going to go and make a bunch of video tutorials on how to do things like that if nobody's going to use them. Let me get my resolution back. I hope that worked in the video, but I guess we'll find out. Now I'm going to go ahead and log in, which I hope everyone's paying attention that's having problems with logging in, but I have my user info and menu and Shoutbox all working, and it all seems to let me log in just fine. Another thing you can do with Firebug, and I'll show you. I'll just go to the forums here real quick. If you're making a post or you're posting something like a video and it's not showing up in your forums for some reason, and you just kind of want to know why, or you want to figure it out. Yeah, I kind of broke that. We'll resolve that later. The If I went in here to reply, and I posted something like hello, this is a test. Oh, I know why it broke, because I have a bunch of stuff in here that's not supposed to be. I want to preview that, and I see my preview. Now let's go ahead and submit it. We'll go back here real quick. I'm going to edit this real quick because that's annoying me. And I know it's because of how I have it set up right now. I've been testing things. Let me just edit that real quick so we're not all broken. If I wanted to know, like for example, if this didn't show up or my video didn't play, you can just right click here and click it, the inspect element, and then what you can do is you can scroll up and highlight these TD tags until you get to the one where your post is. And we're getting closer, and here we are. And here's my text. Now if I wanted to edit that text, I could do so by just, edit this text, and it'll change on my page. It's a tool that you can find out different things. For example, when Sergeant Legend and I were working on a BB code mod, the regular expression was wrong and it wasn't posting the video, and it didn't show up, but we weren't sure if it wasn't showing up because of the regular expressions or if it wasn't showing up because the link for the video player wasn't working. We didn't know, so we used this. He's actually the one that showed me how powerful Firebug really is, because I've never used it to the extent that I am now, because I didn't bother. Sergeant Legend, I guess, uses this thing religiously, so we'll just leave it at that. Now, another thing that this will do, if you go in here and you click on things like your CSS, you can view your CSS for your site just like we did in Google. We can look at our script. This is something a little more advanced. And then there's this net here, which will show you your loading of things on your site. And if we click on like images and then we refresh our page, it will actually load all of those images, and it will let you know how long it took to load them. Now, these load times are going to be completely based on your location versus the location of the server, what your internet speed is, and so on. But it is a handy tool if you have people telling you that your site's loading slow, and for example you want to know, you can check it and say, hey, this is the image that's loading the slowest. It's an off-site image and it's loading it's lagging your site up. I have some images here like this this header logo that's loading now 781 milliseconds. isn't a long time, um, but each one of these images has to load. Um, Now I have something going on with my internet today, so it's going to be slower. Normally these are closer to the 1 to 10 milliseconds, but it's what it is. It'll let you know how fast your JavaScript is loading, and how many requests you have. Your CSS, how fast does your CSS load? Things like that. Your HTML. My index.php file, the overall 1.37 seconds, on load is 6.68 seconds, which isn't exactly accurate. So this is this tool, and then there's the Pagespeed Tool. It's a plugin for Firebug, and you can analyze your performance. This is of course based on their standards. Um, like, for example, things like this: parallelized downloads across host names. I mean, according to them, I should have every one of these images hosted on different servers in order to optimize the website, um, which is basically use a cloud server environment, um, which isn't really feasible for most people. This is based on high-end sites and servers like google.com and things like that. Um, so you can't combine every image into a CSS sprite, but they want you to because, well, sprites are faster. Um, Optimizing images, there are a lot of images you can optimize. Um, the simple blue theme has been optimized for the most part. These images can't really be any smaller, even though it says it can, because I've already done them. So there's just some things. It'll just give you an overview. Um, I like the page speed, but then again, I try to make it all, green check marks, and that's just not going to happen. So that's just the tool. Now, as far as the content switching here, this is just a simple script. Let me just open this in Notepad here. If you look at this right here is just the default block information, and then I'm just including the header and open and close table to wrap it. The actual script that does the work is this little bit of JavaScript right here, and this array right here, which is your resolutions. Basically, if your resolution is equal to one of these numbers in width, then it will display one image, and if it isn't equal to it, then it'll display the other image. I wanted to display a normal image, which is the 770 by 193, the big oversized PNG. So it has an ID of normal image, and if you look down here, it has a get element by ID. So it's gonna find an element in the page that says normal image, and it will load that. Otherwise, if it's not in this array, it's gonna load the ID for small image. So this is the easy script. You can either copy it, or I can do a tutorial later if there's enough requests for it, to actually show you how this is done and how to modify it across different blocks and things, or even modules, depending on what you want to do. So that's something that we can do later on. I just wanted to show you that this is how it was done and how easy it really was. So there is that, and then I guess I have a few more minutes in this tutorial. I guess I can show a couple more things. For example, this Shoutbox. if I just highlight this and click inspect element, I can get pretty close to this shout box. And if I wanted to get around the shout box and see, let me scroll down here. As I move across these different things, it'll give me different stuff. Now, see, it's highlighting the whole box that's scrolling up here. And then I have this white border, and I don't like that white border. So I can actually click on this here, and I can change that border to 0, and my border will go away. Because I don't personally like the border, but to change that, you would have to know where to go to change it. Most of the layout for this block is in the modules shoutbox shout.php file. You would actually just go in there and do a search for border equals 1, and then you could change it to 0 and then re-upload it, and you wouldn't have a border anymore. Someone had once said that you can't resize this and make a difference, but you could actually check that on a lower resolution. Let me do this real quick. If I wanted to change this real quick to 400 just to get it out of the way, and then I wanted to change this width. Let me find it here real quick. No, I don't want that. Just want to right click in here and click inspect element. I'm going to click edit, and we're going to change the width to 50. So it'll make it smaller, and that works, but it doesn't really affect anything else except for that input field, because at 100% it'll expand and decrease as you make the page wider or smaller. So changing things like that, I mean, you can just see how the different layouts are. If you need to know what different table elements are, like you don't like the borders in your forms, or you want to change the color of this text, for example, you can just highlight that text, click inspect element, and let me make my page bigger here. We'll just inspect element, and I'll find that in here. Okay. What we want is the class for it. Let's see here. You can see all kinds of stuff in here. My style sheet's going to be much different than your style sheets, I assure you. Let me actually go into my forums here real quick. Let's have some better luck. Just highlight that and click inspect element. It's going to give us the same stuff, but now I got the class. So I know what the class is, and I know that my text is blue, but if I don't want it to be that color, I can actually add a different color here in a live view, and see what the different colors might be. You can change different things. I'm actually changing all the wrong ones, but you can go through and style your whole forums through here. Let's say I want to make this font bigger. Then I just go into my style sheet and I find the style, and I change the font size or the font color or things like that to what I want it to be. So that is basically how you could use this tool. if I wanted to lay it out just a little bit different. Let me see. I don't even know what that changed, but it's fun to click on things. Ooh, that font's kind of big. Just click on a bunch of different stuff. You can just refresh and it'll all go back to normal. Another thing is, let me go to my admin panel real quick. I'm sure a lot of you have had your share of clicking on. Oops, log in. I don't even know if I have the right password. I probably don't. I have so many. See, every now and then you'll break stuff. Or your internet's going really slow, which I absolutely hate. You have a bunch of errors. Don't pay any attention to that. But if you've ever went into like your Shoutbox and you click on theming, and I'm not sure here, but it looks like it's going to be alright. I know normally that when you click on this, it breaks it, turns white, everything's all crazy and like that, and then you don't know what you're doing. There is an easy way to fix it, and then it's even worse if you're on in your forums or in your Shoutbox and you have a shout, and I believe every other one will be these two different colors. I don't know why it was done that way, but for those of you that don't already know, you can fix that. Just go into your Shoutbox and of course you're going to want to make sure that you can see it, so just highlight it. Click on theming, and then you want to know what theme you're in, so I'm in the simple blue theme, so I want to change these colors. You want to know what they are, but if it's all white, you can just easily just change them all to black and then go from there, or something close to the color of your theme. The simple blue theme, let's change that. One. There's probably a much faster way to do this, but we can just click Save Color, and now our Shoutbox our admin actually looks good, and then you can style the other ones. Just come in here into that theme, and you have a nice little rollover there, and then when you go back to your main page, your shouts will match your theme, and it looks better. And if we add a second shout, we'll have it kind of staggered. Every other one will have the shout there, or the different color, and it'll just make your site look a little bit better. There's a lot of things in here that I could show you, but I'm running out of time on my video. I actually went over by 10 minutes, which I'm not really happy about, but there's all kinds of stuff to learn. These are just things that some of you might know, some of you don't know, and I wanted to help you out. And things that we are doing in the future, just real quick, is how to modify your themes. Like, for example, this header. Not everybody likes a header like that. They want to have a big image in the middle, or they want to have, different images on the sides. So I'm trying to encourage other designers to do different things using the theme management, which is basically if I want to take my theme and I want to make it 80%, we all know that that can be done. I want to use a different header, we can do it here. I want to add forums or Shoutbox to my forums, I can turn it on. I just click save and then I'll refresh. Oh man, my image there, that's irritating, but now I have a fixed width theme, or not really fixed width, it's just 80% of my resolution, and I have a completely different header, and all of that's good. And then let me just type this here, go into forums, let's click shout, and then we'll go into our forums, and we have a shout box, and it says go into our forums, and because it refreshes every 10 seconds, it'll refresh on both pages. So if you're posting in the forums and someone posts on the index and you're reading this, you'll see their shout. So it's kind of cool. I don't really understand the need for a shout box in an area where you're actually posting back and forth to each other, but some people do. Of course, even though I have this turned on, if you go to like the downloads or something like that, of course you won't have the shout box or anything like that. But if you go to your account, you will. As long as you know it's in the coding for it to display where you want. And the header, of course, isn't even built into the forums anymore. All of this is built into the main site header, so you can pretty much do whatever you want with it. That is basically it for this video. I hope some of these tips and tricks help. Hopefully you all can use these things, and you can kind of troubleshoot different things in your website, so you can figure things out, and when your site's broke, you know that you can check different things, and make sure that it's not really broke. Like this forums block, I mean, I could go into the blocks admin and turn off the block and see if my resolution was better. Or this block, I can resize the image, but say it's not an image. For example, I just want to inspect this element. I'll just click on this entire table here. I'll just click edit, and then just to make sure that I don't have any problems with that block, I'll just delete all the content out of it with Firebug here, and then I know that that block was the one causing my problems. And you can do it from here instead of going back and forth, going to your blocks admin, turn it off, come back to your front page, make sure that it's it or not the one causing the problems, and you can just, it's the best tool to use in my opinion. So with that said, I'm out of here for now. I hope some of this information was useful. If not, sorry. If it is useful, great. Catch y'all later.